Alright, people, this is probably not the video you were expecting to get. Week 2 of the 6th season of the BHDL is not quite over yet. But just to tide you over in the meantime, till we get that next recap. My computer is, my laptop is getting old. Well, even though I feel like I just bought this thing. But listen, regardless of my laptop woes, I'm having to keep on delete old videos to make room for more and increase my storage. And I've been hanging on to these battles from way back in season 3. I had this goal of doing a watch together every week. Obviously that fell through. I just didn't have the time to do it. But just in case I ever wanted to, I still recorded all of Raymon's battles, because of course they're on Twitch, and I've got a 7-day time limit in order to get to them. So I recorded them anyways. So all the way up until I didn't get the Pokemaster battle, because that battle went down sooner than I could get home. And then my battle, week 9 and quarterfinals versus them, are on my channel. You guys can just watch them. Same with, I believe, the semifinals versus Scorpion. However, these other battles are basically lost to time. Weeks 1 and 2, you go to check the live stream of this channel, and they're on there, along with all the other battles in week 1 and 2 of season 3. But these have kind of just been lost media, and the only place that I know of that they are is on my laptop. So before I have to potentially get a new laptop, I'm getting ready for that at some point soon. I want to finally get these out there so that we can not, I'm a big fan of like the idea of lost media, like I was saying. I don't want anything to be completely lost, so I got to get them out there, get them up. They'll be sped up because I don't want it to be super long, but I'm just going to kind of be reacting to the battles. I haven't seen this. Is a year and a half ago, guys, that this starts, like back in February of 2024. Crazy. It's August of 2025. Legends EA is about to come out. We didn't even know about Legends EA, or did we at that point? We might have learned a little bit about it. Actually, we probably just learned about it back at Pokemon Day, but yeah. So gonna be exciting stuff to finally get these out there. So let's get started. All right, so this starts off with week 3. We got the post-com here. I'm just gonna kind of commentate. Like I said, I haven't seen these battles in a long time, so I'm just reacting to them as they happen. They're sped up. Hopefully my laptop doesn't crash out when it watches this. We're starting off with the Choice Scarf Whimsicott. Whimsicott is a Terra Captain, and if you guys remember, I believe this was the last season of Open Terra. I think that season 4 was whenever we went to fixed Terra Captains. So it should be interesting to see. I can't remember what's actually. I can pull them up on the side while I'm watching here. This is going to be more of a casual thing, unlike the regular recaps. This is mainly just, like I said, get these battles up so that they're out there for people to see. So start off with the lead Whimsicott versus the Berserker. So you can obviously try to switch out. You don't want to. Well, you can pop a Terra. Do so. Yeah, you turn out. Get out of there from this Berserker and get into Raiden the Thundy, who's gonna start the rocks versus. Okay, not bad. I love some lead rocks. I'm gonna be honest here. As we get off the Thunder Wave onto this Berserker, let's see what happens. They are able to U-turn themselves, so get hurt by Rocky Helmet Thundy. Not a very common item that you see on the Thunder. So of course we know that Raymon is known for their unique sets, so it should be interesting. I'm guessing like a defensive Thunder, but almost treating like a Zapdos, you might say. I was thinking to pull up the teams here. But they send in Nike, who is the Dragalge, a Pokemon that I personally did not enjoy using. But let me see here. Stefan's team from season 3. So the Terra Captain, actually, yep, that's why I imagined Terra Captain, Dragalge, and Berserker on the team, along with Electrode. So it should be interesting. They had Quackable. I can't remember if I saw it. They had all 3. This is crazy. Stefan had all 3 of the Aldea starters. Absolutely insane team. How did they get them? That's right. I remember they sniped Pokemaster, dropping out Scarlet. That is unfortunate for them. But let's see what happens now. Going to U-turn now. I'm sure it brings up all sorts of memories for all sorts of people in this league. This infamous Archaludon Assault Vest. Let's see what happens here. Get some Stealth Rocks damage. Easy switch into this thing. Yeah, not much that a Dragology could do, but of course it can Terra. So I would have to imagine they would have some sort of coverage for it. But you don't really want to, you could Terra Fairy, but then you get hit by the steel coverage on the Archaludon. So they're going to switch in to the Hitmontop, who I assume is probably AV. That looks to be AV. Or at least Spadef in nature. So let's see what happens here. Hitmontop's dancing over there. I took a look back at Raymon's team just to help me remember. So that thing just dies. Bada bing, bada boom. I was looking, I should have seen what exactly they went for, because how did that kill that time? I'm trying to find Raymond's team just to remember all the Pokemon. So obviously the Terra Whim's got the Terra Porygon 2. I forgot about that. We're probably going to see that here eventually. And the Terra Spiritomb. And of course, Glamora, Archaludon, Ogerpon, Excalibur, pretty standard. That's right, they had the Swampert too. So the Dragology comes back in. So I wonder if it was not a scarf, a choice item of some sort, and they're gonna try to. Yep, there's the Terra. I mean, it's their Terra Captain. They gotta be prepared. They do go for the Terra Fairy. I mean, into a Steel type, that is kind of a crazy move, but they do manage to get it to work here. That Dragon Pulse, that is just sad, honestly. Because that's the thing. The adaptability boost is that this with the Terra, on the one hand, yes, you give it great. It just eats that too. The adaptability loss, you see, that does a lot more. Because now, yes, it still keeps its original stat, but now you lose the adaptability that it had before, so it actually made its Dragon Balls weaker. So, yep, go for the Terra Blast, please. See, so that might have come close to killing there if they went for it the first time. Or around there. Goes for the Body Press into the flip turn, so now they don't even take it out, though. And now this Archaludon has so many boosts. This thing is super duper strong in terms of its defense, but it's so close to being knocked out. Okay, well, an Amber should take care of it pretty easily, but I imagine they're going to want to try to switch out their Archaludon, or maybe they just sack it off, At this point, I guess the Archaludon has done the work. They can say, good job, buddy, you deserve a good rest. And then get somebody else in safely, being the Thundy. So Thundurus is going to come in, take some nice rocks. Good to see. But this T-Bolt, Thundurus is a strong mon. We're going to see what Berserker. We know it's AV before, right? Jeez, that does a lot. Okay, so previously paralyzed. Now we're going to see what else can happen here. I mean, they're dead to the next T-Bolt, so it's a matter of are they going to sack it off, and indeed they will. So Berserker goes down. I guess no fake out. Could have gotten a little bit extra if they had it, but maybe they didn't. They did have rocks, so that would fake out plus rocks. Like Ironhead didn't leave with a whole lot of coverage. So Thundurus is in though. They are chilling. Not really sure what they want to do here. Like I said, a Quaquaval. I guess Quaquaval, as good as it is in draft, like people just get accidental Moxie sweeps with it, into Pokemon like the Ogerpon. Probably not the best spring, so I guess that's makes sense. Glamora comes out, takes a little bit of rocks. It does have the air balloon. Gonna get that popped real quick with the Hex. So now they can threaten them. Of course, there's not a Terra Dirge, so fearing any type of rock move, they got a rock stab to get out of there. Goes for the Mortal Spin, gets the poison, which will take out the Dragology, and be able to get rid of those pesky rocks. And of course, Berserker's down, so now rocks are gone for good. Don't have to worry about Thundy going down to half now because of the rocks. So far so good from Raymon. Stefan is going to have to try to figure out how to get something going here. I think they've lost like roughly 3 Pokemon or so. So Enamorus is in. Obviously, Earth Power could potentially be incoming, or Psychic if they have that. So we'll see. with the play from here then. They do go for a Sludge Bomb, nice mid-ground. That was a little bit threatening though, so at least they did try to make the read, so good play on Stefan to try to do that. If this is a Scarf, yeah, it's not Scarf. I didn't think they would try to lock themselves in the Sludge Bomb there. They do get the poison either way, so this thing is dead either way. Very unfortunate for Stefan that the Dirge is the one that gets parried, so of course, obviously it was going to be super slow, but it's just that the chances to get parried is really going to hamper it. So they're going to get the berry to weaken the water type attack. Obviously, they would have wanted to use it on something else. I just realized Raymon did not bring the Ogerpon Wellspring for the potential Aqua Step. That is interesting. I wonder what else there was on Stefan's team that mitigated it. I guess Dragalgy, Masquerada, Electro, things like that. But at this point, the Bax is in though, and never mind, it's out. They don't want to risk anything, I guess. So they're also going to switch. So Raymon was making a double here, play on them, because of course Raymon is up in sacks right now. It's 4-3. So they have more opportunities to switch around. So get a nice big Ice Punch off. And switching to Moonblast are looking a little bit more limited, though. This Enamorus could be the end game. Then again, they've got the Ice, the Choice Banded Ice Shard chilling in the back with Excalibur. So it's not too much. It's just that it exerts a lot of pressure. See? So now I'm fairly certain this Enamorus should outspeed them here. This Enamorus is almost dead, though, like we said, so it's easily just dead to Ice Shard. They do decide to save it, though. I feel like it's shown that this thing is just letting the Dirge go down there is unfortunate. I mean, it was parried, but that was another sack. So I don't know if they feared the Scarf, or if they just didn't want Enamorus in, but they could have sacked it off anyways when the backs came in with Dirge. Meowscarada is in now. So I would assume they kind of want to get out of the grass weakness. Indeed, they are going to go for the Brick Break. It does get up T-Spikes. Enamorus doesn't care about them, but Meow might if it comes back in and it's not Boots. Now in comes the Whimsicott here. So finally going for a Terra here. They are locked into being a fighting type, so they're going to be weak to this Moonblast, and that is definitely going to take them out. Yep, so the Scarf is able to easily go bada bing, bada boom, take them out. So at that point, I don't think that they revealed that they were Scarf officially. But basically, once the Dirge went down, Scarf Moonblast just went in there. So GG's to Raymon. Very well played here. Was able to get a solid 3-0 versus Stefan. So at this point, Raymon still was undefeated in the league, going 3-0 now. So now into our next game, we are going to get into, here we go. This is versus Arcaniner. So they got the Latios, they got the Weavile, they got the Sandslash, Rillaboom. Could be pretty good here versus mons like the Swampert and the Ogerpon if it gets chipped. And of course, Vaporeon is very good for absorbing Ogerpon's hits. And even, well, I guess it's more Spadef, but you know, Excalibur to an extent. Obviously, though, what am I saying? Ogerpon is the grass type, of course. I was just thinking like Ivy Cudgels. But of course, the grass type attacks are going to definitely hurt. Actually, that kind of goes in without the Rillaboom. I mean, you look at like Sandslash, and then that's the thing. For Ogerpon, what you really need is a good Dragon type. Now, they do have a Latios, but Latios, as we all know, is not the most bulky Pokemon. I mean, it can take some hits. I mean, it's a legendary, so it can take some hits. But don't expect it to tank too many, you know. 1 or 2 Ivy Cudgels and you're good. And remember, it's a speed tie if they're both not Scarf, so could be precarious. I feel like this Ogerpon is probably going to put in some work. So they go for the triple axle and miss, and just immediately get knocked down in the sash. Of course, they were Terra Steel anyway, so I don't think it would have done much. But, you know, it would have been nice to chip it. There you go for the knockoff. Big knockoff there to get rid of the expert pelt. So at least they did a lot of damage the following turn. It did cost them their Weavile, though, so... But, you know, I think Arcane Niner got what they wanted to out of it. I mean, maybe the triple axle would have... I don't know. They would have had to get all 3 hits. And even then, I don't know. Depending on investment and things like that. I don't know how much it would have done. It's not like the Weavile was the choice band or anything like that. So, I'm dubious if that would have still killed it as base 120, though. So, I don't know. Y'all can check the damage calcs and comment. I already know Raymond's probably going to be flooding my DMs with everything I say about this game, and everybody that's watching too. It's fine. Like I said, the main idea is get these back up into the cloud of YouTube. Gets a stamina boost on the Archaladon. Big, huge stamina boost there off a U-turn. So great on Raymond for bringing that in. That was kind of their Archaladon answer. Alright, so Vaporeon is in and here to be a wall. So we'll see what they want to do. Free rocks. I do enjoy some rocks. Rocks are always good. They do go for the ice beam. That's a little bit more than I expected, honestly. I don't know if that's like offensive Vaporeon. I guess it's not AV Archaladon, so I guess it's to be expected, but still, it's just, you know, it's Archaladon. To me, this mod is just Archaladon is just unstoppable. Like, I don't even know how you stop it. I guess just a lot of chip. Excalibur comes in though. Took a decent amount of chip from that too, so it seems like they're really getting their mounts chipped here. Here's really giving the run around. Finally gets Swampert, and Swampert shrugs that off. So obvious def Swampert here. Going for a nice knockoff. So yep, easy flip turn out. Arcane Niner's gonna try to bring something else in on a knockoff. Let's see what they go for here. So far, my laptop seems to be holding up just fine. So we should be fine. I can tell the total runtime should be right around an hour, so that's pretty perfect. So they're gonna potentially go on the Thunder here. Now back out into the Arch. Yep, I mean that it worked out last time. We'll see though if they make the same play. I don't know if they go for a Stomping Tantrum or something like that. They just go for a U-turn. Okay, lots of pivoting this game. Of course, they are getting chipped over time. Sandslash comes in. It's gonna happen now. You already got your rocks up. I don't know how much Earthquake. Well, no, Earthquake is. They have to run high horsepower. That's right. So you got to run high horsepower this game because of the terrain. They set their own rocks. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Ooh, big Dragon Dance potential here. Raymond is going for it. They see potential for a Dragon Dance. They're gonna take it, man. Let's see what the Sandslash does in return. They go for the Rapid Spin. Oof, I don't know. When you have a Excalibur in front of you, I think you need to do a little bit more than that. Ooh, this is a +1 Excalibur at this point. This is if they don't have something for this right now, this could be tough. They do have that. I don't know. Even with the Vaporeon, yeah. Okay, so they do go into this thing to intimidate it. That's solid. The grassy terrain is gone, so this is gonna be a full power EQ. If the terrain was still up, that would be one thing, but not anymore. Well, we had Terra, Paldean Tauros? I forgot about this. This is crazy. I remember this thing was a big deal back in the day. EQ goes for the Trailblaze. Ooh, this could be a big turnaround moment here. This is what we live for right here in draft. You see, we were missing out on this the whole time. I mean, I'm sure some of y'all might remember this moment. It's unlocked a memory for me right now when this happened. This is a danger zone right now because this Tauros is going to get off a Terra boosted CC and take out the Archaladon. So already, no longer having to worry about the boost on the Excalibur, and now the Archaladon is down. Did make it take a little bit of Rocky Helmet chip, but it's all good. So now you gotta figure out what you're gonna do at this point. The defenses are dropped, so it's not as difficult to deal with. But still, man, it was only 9 points. 9-point Terra Tauros Blaze. What? It's crazy. How much was Tauros Blaze in season 1? This is wild. That mon's like one of the best mods in the low tier league. Alright, so the Tauros is in. I assume, I mean, with all the chip, surely Ice Shard kills, right? Oh, there, yep. So, fearing that, they're going to switch out into the Vaporeon. Yep, goes the Ice Shard. Sub-Zilla's getting mighty low. The sun's getting real low there, bud. We'll see what they want to do. I should die to Ice Beam, in theory. Goes for EQ. That does massive damage. And doesn't need to go down to the Ice Beam. So, two of Raymon's biggest threats, the Excalibur and the Archaludon, are down. But that's not their only threats. We cannot forget the Hero Pawn. And like I said, they got the Horn Leech. They don't care about the Water Absorb. They could just go for that. So this is going to be interesting. That's right. I have to look up Battle Hub League. This poor old doc is just so... We can barely tell any information on it, but at least we can tell what we drafted. And how many points they were. Okay, so in comes the Latios. Like I said, this was like the only thing on Arcaniner's team that could deal with it. They were in a pretty good position. But they still have this Ogre Pawn to contend with. Can't forget about that. Paldean Tauros was indeed 9 points as well. And Nicotera. So, we're nothing but if not consistent, I guess. At least we try to be. Go for the Luster Purge there. I will say, I think that Mon is worth 9 points. I don't know if we ever raised it or not, but maybe I'm overselling it. I just remember that Mon doing so good for me. And versus Arcaniner, too. So, Arcaniner remembered our Season 1 bound. They're like, you know what? Let me get this Tauros Blaze as well. So, what's going to happen now? Like I said, this is a Spadef Swampert. Ate up that Luster Purge, ate up that Ice Beam from before. So they know they're going to eat the next one. So they're going to switch out. They need to try to get some more chip off on it. They're trying to lower their attack. Go for the knockoff. Get rid of the Lum. So now you got to figure out who's going to come in on this thing. They do have, I guess basically their only switching is the Thundi, huh? Everything else is neutral or super effective. Oh, really? They're going to sack off the Whimsicott. I guess that makes sense. It's already so low and shipped. So, yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to sack off Whimsy. All right. So, Whimsicott is going down. And then, they just excellent play. That's right, the Trailblaze. What was I thinking? That they're versus Swampert. They're going to Trailblaze, of course. What was I saying? I'm thinking, just go for the easy CC. I forgot that they're the Trailblaze, and now they've set up the Trailblaze once again. Be a problem. They don't have the Ice Beam anywhere, but they do have Hero Pawn. In theory, I feel like it should be able to live a Terra CC. Maybe not well, but did I see Quick Attack on Hero Pawn? They might need to get it to get chipped. And then, of course, once you got your priority. Ooh, the rocks. The rocks hurt. See, yeah, the rocks were great versus that. Almost takes it out, but not quite enough. So, Thundi is able to hang on and take out this Tauros with the acrobatics now that the Citrus Berry is gone. It's a close game. But they've still got the full health Ogre Pawn, so Raymon's kind of chilling now. They do have a Latios to contend with, but I mean, it's got the knockoff now. This is offensive, physically offensive Thundi. I'm guessing, by the way, they brought this in. This has to be Scarf Lottie, and they're going for the Luster Purge. That's what I have to guess. And it would make sense versus an Ogre Pawn. That way, you always outspeed it. They're not Scarf. Never mind. I guess JK. They're Soldu. Okay, maybe did I misremember? Did they go for multiple moves? Hey, listen. Don't expect me to have any sort of... If you came into this video thinking, I need Emeraldminer to actually be 100% accurate on all these plays. No, don't expect that from me. It's like 11:30 at night. Do not expect any accurate analysis on this video. No, sir. We are here purely to just witness these battles in real time and get them up. So I'm gonna just kindly ask you to get off my back about all that. The Swampert eats up the knockoff. I mean, the a Swampert eats up the Luster Purge and goes to the knockoff. You see, that's what I'm saying. Rillaboom comes in and is obviously just gonna go for a Grass Glide here. But is that yeah, Grassy Glide surely too at KO's Ogerpon, so they gotta make the safe play and go out into it on the next turn. Thankfully this thing is very chipped, so should be a nice easy U-turn here. Obviously you still go for the Grassy Glide. Let's see how much it does. Yeah, I don't think a crit would have killed based on that. It would have been close, but Raymon 1-0. That was an excellent game. Great game by both opponents. Performance warning. Insufficient memory could affect. Okay, I guess I gotta close out my internet browser. Yeah, you see, this is what I'm saying. my laptop is hanging on by a thread over here, even though I only bought it a few years ago. Let me. Oh, I need to quickly analyze the matchup here. Okay, so we got Scarf and DD. We got Psychic Seed, Thundy. We got the Spiritomb. Oh, I remember this game. This was a great game, y'all. An excellent game here that we have. Anastasia, of course, we know what happens at the end, and it goes on to become the champion. So you can think about this as kind of like her road to the championship here, going up against the current reigning champion here. Hey, that wasn't me. Well, I guess technically it was me at the time. My laptop loading, but that was just the video itself, footage. Not this right now. So goes to the trick right off the bat. So gives it a Scarf and Scarf first. This is crazy. I forgot about that. I was thinking about the other parts of the game, but the double trick. So yeah, they both got tricked to Choice Scarf. How about that? Well, let's go for expanding foresight and see how much we do. You know, Meloetta is a very good Spadef Pokemon. And goes for the U-turn. Does big chip to this Indeedee male. So that's pretty good. You know, you might think like, you know, like there's a lot of psychic types that are also fairy types. Or at least a couple I can think of being Gardevoir and Hatterene. But in this case, no, it's just a normal type on the side. So it takes a lot of damage from that. Ensign's now in. And I have to assume they're going to go for a free knock. Because they know they're Scarf. They know they're locked into Expanding Force. Indeed, the Archaudon comes with actual EQ. Okay. Hey, I can see the vision. So they knew that they'd probably go out into this to get the defense boost. With that defense boost, they are going to be able to live the next one. They will be taking a lot of damage. So great play by Anna. If she was predicting the Archaudon to come out and to go straight for the EQ. If it was me, I would have gone for the knock. But you know me, I'm too simple-minded. I need to get to that next higher level plane of existence that these two champions here are on. Gets the Flame Orb activation. You see, this is what I'm talking about here. This is the sets that we love to see. Flame Orb on the Clodsire. Why did that just go down? I thought it was going to do something cool. I thought there was going to be some shenanigans here, but no, the Clodsire just goes down before it ever got to show up whatever cool tech it was going to do. What a tragedy. What a tragedy there. Well, I know that Clodsire, not the best physically defensive Pokemon. It's more on the Spadef, but she must have been running pure Spadef for that then, I guess. And this Archaudon was ready for it. So Meloetta is in. I wonder what it's going to try. Is it going to Relic Song, or is it going to try to go for a special move on it? What do they have for Archaudon? Focus Blast! The raw Focus Blast. Oh my goodness. You know, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not even sure how many times I've run Focus Blast in draft. I avoided it as much as I can at all costs. But you know, if you gotta hit it, you gotta hit it. Versus the Archaudon, I guess. So now this thing's poisoned. So Ensign's on a timer now. Gonna switch out into the Archaudon here. Goes for the knock and gets the standard boost there. Now gets rid of that expert belt. Okay. EQ is gonna be doing a lot of that. Gotta kill. Oh wait, no, who came in first? No. the Archalon came in on the Incineroar, so it did not get intimidated. So, gonna take a full force EQ to the face, or we'll see. They could try to anticipate it and switch out into something else to take it, perhaps. Indeed, that's what they're gonna do. Seeing that they went for EQ last time, they send in the Soprana. I mean, this thing is super low. I feel like a Psychic kills this thing, honestly. They go for the raw trick. They're trying to... Ooh, this is some next level tech here. See, so now they have tricked the Archalon into being locked into Heavy Slam. In other words, they could have even tried to lock him into EQ, but now, guess what Anna has on the opposing side? They have JK. I thought that they were going to go out into the Gyarados right now, but perhaps not. Oh, I see. I see. They want this Gyarados to be at as least amount of damage as possible. So they intimidated him to get the extra, less amount of damage. So, that's why they did that. Okay, fair enough. And I am getting multiple performance warnings. I really hope that this thing pulls through for me. Okay, so Psychic Surge is up. And there is the Dragon Dance. So this was the opportunity that Anna was looking for. So now you got to figure out what you want to go do here. Yes, they still have the other trick. That's right, because it still has the potential for the trick to lock them into something. But I have to imagine. Well, I don't know. It's only +1, right? Depends on the speed stats. I feel like Gyarados should be fast. They are going to Terra into a Dark type, but it's not like this thing is Prankster, so. Yep, there's the tricks that are locked into something. What do they get locked into? They get locked into Terra Blast. Not a bad move here. So indeed they are going to go down, but that gives them the Moxie boost. So now this is a +2 Gyarados, very threatening. And Dark is not a bad move into this thing. So stab with the Terra. So this is basically the last. I mean, with the Choice Scarf. Well, no, it works different. It's 1.5 times 1.5. So technically, it should be like 2.25 times speed. Goes for the Terra Blast into this thing. Lives on 13 HP. Unlucky number 13. The Spiritomb lives and is able to get off the Will-O-Wisp. So now that effectively resets Gyarados' attack stat to neutral. So now they can get some. They got to get out of here. They don't want to give it any more boosts. They got to get out, and they got to try to figure out a way to deal with it. Because otherwise, this Gyarados is looking pretty strong. And thankfully, the Will-O-Wisp landed. Because if that Will-O-Wisp did not land, it might have been Nights Out for Raymon. Goes with the Terra Blast into it. Okay, that does give him Moxie boost though. That is a little bit unfortunate, but I guess it's better than having something else take 2 rounds of Terra Blast. Fair enough. And they still keep the DD around. Oh wait, JK, the DD was gone. Never mind. It's the Spiritomb that they kept around. It's right, the Spiritomb. Because Spiritomb had more HP than the Archalon, and Archalon was Scarf, so. They're really thinking over here. I don't think there's much to think about. I think you got to send this thing in, and you just got to try to take it out. It is almost near full. So they need to do a lot of damage real fast. So we'll see what's going to happen here. No Glaive Rush is rough. They do have Icicle Crash, but, it's not 100% accurate. So we'll see what happens. No choice but to go for it. But if you can at least get it in range, even if it doesn't kill, they have Ice Shard. Look at 2 KO. They do land the Icicle Crash, so 2 opportunities to miss. You can imagine if either Will-O-Wisp or Icicle Crash there missed, it could have been rough. So yeah, able to go for the Ice Shard now, and that will take care of this threat that is the Gyarados. So this was basically their win con, and they're not willing to give it up without a fight. They're gonna try to keep it around for later. So it goes for the Ice Shard into the instant. So smart move by Anna, not wanting to give it up that easy. I feel like Subzilla. Well, it's intimidated though, but no, it has the clearing. It never got the attack drop. So I feel like EQ could have killed, but maybe not. If they were max defense or something like that. Floats in the air with the air balloon. They're pulling a double out into the core. Good play. Showing off the corrosion tech here for the Corviknight. Makes sense, makes sense. You know, you want to be corrosion versus a bulky steel type. So they're going to U-turn out now. Who are they going to go into? Is the question. Dragapult. Dragapult was still around too. That's right. Of course. How can I forget that Anna got Dragapult? Goes for the Dragon Arch. Oh, that's almost a 2 kill. I guess they got a high roll and a low roll. I don't know what that was. It looked like it would easy 2 KO'd. So Glamora was able to get out some shit before going down here. And they still have, obviously, Subzilla. So it should be an easy range of Ice Shard. Easy. So I'm not sure if they want... I mean, I feel like you got to try to save the pole. I mean, if you're going to save Gyarados, surely you need to save this Dragapult. Because I think this is one of your win cons. So I don't know if you have anything in the back. They still have 4 Pokemon back there. So they do have the... They have the sack advantage right now. They got easy Corviknight here. They are poisoned though, so they're on a timer. But you need to try to shape down this Subzilla more to get in range. Of course, they're going to switch out now, but you know, whatever you can do in this situation. Like I said, I mean, neither side, the game is not ultimately decided yet. Although we'll see. I think that with Raymon having the Excalibur, I think he is in a slight advantage. But you know, it all depends on what Anna can do. Kind of goes for a little bit of a passive move here. I kind of wanted to see like a U-turn or something and get a switch. They are going to switch now. Yeah, they're going to sack off Gyarados here. Goes for the bulk up. Interesting. So now this is looking very strong for Raymon. That might have just sealed it with the bulk up. I mean, they're going to go for the Terra Blast and get some chip, but it is burned and it is +1. So, yeah, I think that this, considering the fact that I think they were banned at Dragon Ball, or at least like physical, we know that. So they're going to get the Intimidate drop off. That's just activating their Defiant. Oof, that is tough. That is tough. Acrobatics easily going to take that thing out. So, you know, it makes sense when you're facing an Incineroar. Bring the Defiant version. So that's what's going to close up the game here now. I don't think there's anything this Dragapult can do. I mean, they are going to outspeed them, but with the... Ooh, hang on. Oh, it did take him out. What am I saying? It's Choice Band. Of course it's going to take out the play. I thought, I guess Thundy was not as bulky as I thought, even with the +1 to defense. So Dragapult says, nope, you are not going to get me down that easily. I am still here. I am still in this game. Do not count me out. The problem is, though, is that they've still got the Excalibur in the back, but Anna still has the core, so it's only going to come down to that. This is next level high. This is some high level gameplay that we're seeing right now. Bringing in the core, you got to try to keep this around because this is what's going to deal with the Corviknight. I mean, that's going to deal with Excalibur. Brings it hard in on the Poltergeist. Oof, that is tough. I'm not sure why she did that. Well. Okay, I guess you didn't really need it because it was going to get Ice Sharded anyways. This is the last Pokemon here. So she needs to keep the... I see what she's doing. She's trying to keep the Corviknight as healthy as she can versus the pesky Excalibur. This guy's going to Terra Poison now. On a potential body press. Great play here, great play. The Terra Poison, it makes these things so bulky. They never die. Goes for the Sucker Punch. Is almost nothing. U-turn though, that still did a good chunk, but you know, it's they need to Brave Bird, but with the poison, I think that all of that is going to allow them. Yeah, and the Sucker Punch too. Oof, I guess they don't have Brave Bird. I think they're going to try to roost here. Yep, surely they do, and I think that Raymond knew that. That's why he's not going for Sucker Punch, going for the Poltergeist. Gets the heavy duty boots. The poison, it's just on a timer right now is a thing. You can try to go for it one more time, but yeah. So either, I mean, I think it just dies before the Excalibur even comes in. That is unfortunate. So no Brave Bird really cost him there. So GG's to Anna and Raymond. So the corrosion tech really came through there to keep that Corviknight whittled. Because otherwise, well, no, even if they didn't get poisoned there, the Spiritomb did have Will-O-Wisp it could have gone for as well. So there is that to go off of. And I really hope that the past me was able to get to the computer. Alright, so here we are with Lazyboi versus Raymond. So they've got a very strong team, I will say. I mean, the Great Tusk, Ogerpon Wellspring, Scorpion would be a big fan of this team. And of course, they've got the Primarina and the classic, the Moncho Magnetobombs logo there, the Guja Hisui. Also some mons like the Entei. Articuno Galar is their Terra Captain. The other options were Electro, Hisui, and Mischievous, but they're not here. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Lead Entei versus Whimsicott. And Whimsicott is Expert Belt. Oof, I think I know what's going to happen here. Yeah, Terra Ground, Terra Blast. Classic. So, are they going to go for that, though? I mean, I have to assume we'll do a lot. I think it kills. I feel like I remember this in the depths of my memory somewhere. This is where I think this might have confirmed to me that Terra Captain Whimsicott is a true threat. Okay, it didn't kill though. It didn't kill, but it did weaken it. So maybe if they were specs, but it is an Entei. You know, it's not going to go down that easy. It is only 80 base power, but it did a good chunk. It did a good chunk. It's respectable. Good job, Whimsicott. You're able to survive the eruption. So seeing that, they're obviously going to switch out. So Raymond, both of them go out. It is interesting that this was their option to switch into an Earth Power, though, you know. I mean, obviously, I know it has super amounts of def, but the strongest option. But I guess out of what they had, well, they did have an Articuno Galar. They could have come in, and if they assumed that they were going to go for Moonblast, I mean, it could have potentially gotten a competitive boost. But they're going to go for the Nox. Get rid of the Damp Rock. Interesting. So, I wonder if the Guja Hisui could potentially drop a Draco or something like that. But I already saw how much it just took there, so I might be dubious to do so. But we will see now. We'll see. It's crazy. It's already been like 42 minutes. To me, I'm having the time of my life. These games have been so good. I haven't even noticed the time flying by. It's almost midnight now. All right, indeed, in comes the Articuno Galar. Going for the rain dance, even though the Damp Rock is gone. They're like, I'm still getting up this rain for my guys. Trust in the physical, the manual rain. All right, then. Let's see, Raymond. Let's see what happens. Articuno Galar is in. What are you going to do? You're going to Agility? You're going to just go for the Freezing Glare? It is a Terra Captain, like I said. Let's see what they go for. Terra Fighting. That is the classic, of course. You know, you don't want to get knocked off. Obviously, there's an Agility there. So, going for it. As they go for the flip turn. That does a lot of damage. Jeez. It wasn't even Torrent yet or anything like that. That is crazy. Oh, wait, did it say it was damp? I can't tell. You know, damp, not a bad idea versus a Electro Hisui. Going out into, of course, the Archaeodon. It is interesting because it's a fighting Terra type. They just saw that. It isn't full though, so I don't think it'll kill. And I'm assuming they'll get him back. But at the very least, chip on Archaeodon is huge. So they're willing to risk it though. They're willing to take it. That's a lot of damage. I mean, it didn't die. It survived because it's Archaeodon, but still. You probably get revenge next turn. So, but you know, you do take out the Terra Captain. That otherwise it would have been tough. I mean, it was +2 speed, so we take those. Archaeodon is just that mon that's always in the back. It's almost like a Terapagos in a way that it's just like it almost stops whatever type of setup your opponent was doing. I mean, it's not invincible like Terapagos truly is with the Terra Shell, but it can live almost anyway. Good luck knocking this thing out with one hit. Unless it's a fighting type attack. And it's stab and boosted. And it's not shuffle. So here at this point, the Scorching Sands is going to successfully revenge the Archaeodon and take it out. So now Yeah, exactly. See, it was AV. If it wasn't AV, it would not have lived that Terror Blast from the Article War. So that being said, though, we are going to go for the Terror Blast once again. We know we outspeed this thing, so we know we take it out. So it's just a question of what is Lazyboi going to switch in? The Article is gone. So their flying immunity no longer exists. Will they go the Gudra again is the question. They tried to go out into it last time. Are they willing to see how much chip it will take in the process? So let's see what happens here. Yep, it comes in. That was already chipped from the earthquake, though, from the Swampers. That's gonna do. I mean, that surely that 2 KOs. Yeah, I was gonna say definitely 2 KOs, bro. So not a lot of switchings here. So Gudra did. I think all it did was knock off the Swamper. That's quite unfortunate for this Gudra. Look, even it knows it's sad. Um, which when you think about it, I mean, well, I don't think I've seen um too much of Gudra Sui yet. I think a little bit. Let's see. We'll see it soon in the recap for week 2. But I just remember Scorpion having Gudra Hisui popping off with it. So unfortunate that it didn't get to do much this game. Articuno Galar almost popped off, but now they're in with Great Tusk, and its attack is heightened. I was gonna say it's about to take an expert belt boosted grass move to the face though. But let me see, Lazyboi. They still have 4 mons. So I mean, grass not. Oof, that's oh jeez, man. The grass. I was about to say, grass not strong. That's stab. That's expert belt boosted. There's no way that thing is gonna live, especially without an assault vest. Are you kidding? No. So they have a nice easy U-turn. Get rid of the sturdy, which is excellent. You know, Whimsicott with this being above the 110s is incredible, especially you think about the Lotties, you know, you think about the back in the day like Gengars, lots of 110s, but now, 4 Ogre Pawns all at 110 speed. Like being faster than 110 is absolutely key in draft, absolutely key. So let's see what's gonna happen now. They are in with the Subzilla. And I'm assuming that it's going to put in some work right about now. If there's Ice Shard, doesn't quite get the kill though. Hang on, Ivy Cudgel takes it out. Ooh, that's a big play from Lazyboi. And being able to hang on with the Ogre Pawn. I'm not sure if they had some investment or something to try and live that. That'd be cool if they did. I'm assuming with speed creeping and everything, you know, put some more HP investment to live the Ice Shard. That's incredible. So Excalibur going down is massive, but they still do have this Whimsicott, which is going to turn out. So that brings them down to 3 over there. Still got their mons over here. Thundy comes in. I'm telling you, I forgot how much work this Thunderous has put in. I'm telling you, man. Because all I remember from this 3rd season was our Showdown. Our Showdown and Excalibur. Okay, that's what I remember from this. I forget that the Thunderous was also a mon to be reckoned with, you know. Can't underestimate it. And it's not like they were just doing the standard, you know, Thunder Wave, Nasty Plot, standard stuff. No, I mean, honestly, they've run a lot more physical than anything. Which, you know, makes sense. Yeah, Life Orb Thundy put in the work. So, Primarina, yeah, you definitely want to run physical versus this thing. So this Wild Charge should easily take it out. Oh, but the Scarf! The Scarf Primarina! I did not see that coming. Oh, snap. So they're Scarfed in the Moonblast. And they only have a Trailblaze to hit him with. That's going to make him outspeed it. So, I feel like it should 2 a KO Primarina. Oh, jeez! Goodness! Okay, I knew it was going to be a lot. I know that one will almost Oko it. Like I said, Primarina does not have the best physical defense. Mainly with that, it's not spit F set. So, Raymon able to get the big dub off there. And now we come to our final game here, which is Raymon versus Dabestnotreally. So up to this point, Raymond's high high. They're 6-0. All right, they're sweeping. They're looking solid. Now they come up against Dabestnotreally. And I don't know if you guys remember. Season 4, what was the logo for season 4? Oh, that's right. It was Necrozma, which just so happens to be on Dabestnotreally's team. Now we all know Dabestnotreally did not go on to win the entire thing. They did go on to lose to Anna in the playoffs and were not able to make it through to the finals of playoffs. But we do know that their Terra captain was memorialized as the logo for one season. And they have it now here in this battle. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm just saying. I don't know what is this a me thing? I don't know if I changed my settings when I was recording for this, or if this was the footage from Raymon. I don't know, but it's slightly cut off, but whatever. It's all good. Goes for the immediate Terra-fighting Terra Blast into the Archaudon and takes it out. That's a huge position for Dabestnotreally already, right off the bat. Taking out Archaudon. If you can take out Archaudon, that's a massive dub already. And I think it's the first time we've seen this Porygon this whole video. So Porygon is here. Porygon is now with the Terra Fire. They're going to go for the Terra Fire Terra Blast in return and take out the Tinkaton. Oh my goodness. 2 Terra Blasts right off the bat to take each other out. See, this is what I'm talking about, right? This is what I'm talking about. This is what we were missing. That's why I had to go and find this footage and get it uploaded. The Necrozma is in, though. The Necrozma is in. It's going to start calm minding up. Doing its thing over here. They're going to go for the Trick Room and be faster now. And they're going to go for the Eerie Impulse. This was the set that Raymon had created in order to deal with this Necrozma specifically. Because not only was Raymon on an absolute tear, Dabestnotreally was also on an absolute tear, getting a lot of kills and sweeps with Necrozma. So, Necrozma's going up by +1 each time, and then Raymon is able to lower it harshly by 2. But, even though their attack is lowered, they are getting a lot of Spadef boost. So you're going to have to find a way to hit on the physical side. But they feel like they have lowered them enough, so they're going to try to switch out here. Because that's the thing, you need to damage them. So you've lowered them enough, but now you need to damage them. Apparently the best had enough. They're just switching out. So I guess threat neutralized. Mission success. From Porygon's point of view, they're able to get it out. Now they're in versus a Roaring Moon, though. Swampert should be able to live anyone hit. I can't tell how much that did, but that did a lot. Yeah, brought him down to the red. Goodness. So I think there's a choice band on the other side. They were both 2 choice band mons going at each other. So take out the Swampert there. And now the Roaring Moon is in. Send in Peekaboo, the Meryl, who is going to try to sing a song. So this should be interesting now. So if the Meryl can sing a song, potentially do some work here. They do send in the Amoonguss, and they miss their sing. But that is the consequences of running sing. You know, it's just one of those moves. You know. And they miss it another time. So, obviously, you could be very upset about the Sing missing. But, you know, at the same time, you are running Sing. So, you know, they're going to try for it a 3rd time. And then finally, they get it to get off. So, at least they did get the Sing to work there. But they did get heavily damaged and poisoned in the process. So, geez, they only have 3 Pokemon left, basically. I mean, the Meryl is just kind of a Meryl, and it's almost dead. It's poisoned. So now we're gonna see what's gonna happen, though. The Subzilla is in this Scarf, so they have to figure out a way to deal with it. They're gonna send in Necrozma on this thing on an Icicle Crash. Eats it right up. I mean, it's got to be like physically defensive. So now it's going to start setting up again. So they got to try to mitigate it with the Eerie Impulses once again if they can. But now they're a turn behind here. Goes right for the Photon Geyser, though, and is able to do big chip to it. So I'm going to go for the Trick Room here. Goes for the Earth Power. Super effective. Is able to live and go for the Trick Room now. So they're not even setting up. They know that they need to take out this Porygon before they can do anything. And they could honestly probably Moonlight on the
Get some recovery back. Yep, there's the Moonlight. So now, Necrozma is in and doing its thing. Goes to the Terra Blast there on the Necrozma. Is getting it chipped. I mean, it's doing about the same. But at the same time, they're stalling at the Trick Room turn. So eventually, the Trick Room's going to run out. The Necrozma's going to be fairly healthy. And it is actually gaining more than it is taking. So it is slowly getting more HP. So I think there's only one more turn of Trick Room left. And I think that Raymon knows that. So I think they're going to try. They're going to go for the Eerie Impulse here. Yeah, but you got to try to weaken it before it goes down. And there's another Moonlight. So now this Necrozma is at least at -2 when the dimensions return normal. So now, knowing that it's super weak, they can get in one of their win cons here. Go into Hero Pawn. Stop this thing from going off. Take some -2 Photon Geyser. Eats it up relatively well. But the thing is, Necrozma can just switch out again and bring it in a later time. So Amogus comes in, is asleep. Do we see a Rocky Helmet shift there? No, we do not. Oh wait, I don't think it's Contact anyway. It's Ivy Cudgel. Takes massive damage there. And from this in headbutt, and it's going to go for the U-turn. Yeah, so we do indeed see the Rocky Helmet there on those two last attacks. So getting Ogerpon weakened though. But the Amogus is down, but it heavily weakened Ogerpon in the process. So they're going to go into the Duck once again. I mean, it's dead to a Photon Geyser from whatever. So we'll see what they're going to do here. They do indeed send in the Shade Lord, but I think that they just don't want them setting up Calm Minds for free, is the thing. So if they went like Excalibur, it's not the Necrozma at all, actually. So good thing they were heal up all the way with the Moonlights, because now, or maybe they knew. Did they know? I can't. Like I said, don't trust me to be factual or super analytical about this, because it is the Necrozma. I'm trying to remember if it was truly at full or not, and does manage to live. I am surprised he lived that Glaive Rush, honestly. I don't know if it was sped crept or not, but that is surprising to me. I mean, it should have been. It should have been speed tying with the Ogerpon, but you know, down goes the Roaring Moon there. So now they need to try to live the hit. Ooh, they still have this Jolteon the whole time. They're gonna sack off the Peekaboo because obviously they don't want to take double the damage on the Excalibur. Goes to the Terra Blast. I'm pretty sure, if it wasn't clear already, this thing is choice specs. So, I mean, they can try to take it out with the Glaive Rush. I mean, I don't know why they didn't just do it the last time. I don't know. But either way, it is down. I was gonna say a Glaive Rush should kill the Jolteon, as the Shade Lord is in. I mean, oh wait, no, it's not the Shade Lord though. It's the Zoroark Hisui, who goes to the Hyper Voice and takes out the Ogerpon. Obviously, you don't want to take double damage on this guy, of course. So now you need to figure out what you want to do here. So at this point, kind of just have to. I mean, Glaive Rush is your strongest hit. You could also try to Icicle Crash if you really want to go for like flinches on the Necrozma when it comes. That is kind of your win con, because if you go for the Glaive Rush, I'm pretty sure Photon Geyser just kills you. So it is kind of unfortunate, but you know, if the legendary PokeMMD says it's your win con, then it's your win con. Go for the Hyper Voice. They do land the Icicle Crash. I mean, obviously, the downside of that is that you're going to take what's it called? You're gonna take oh wait, it was a Scarf Zoroark, so yeah, they would definitely have an HP investment on the side. They don't flinch, and the Photon Geyser takes them out. So that was Raymon's first loss of the season. But they did go on to still make it to playoffs quite handily, and made it to semifinals. Of course, I don't need to go back, and you guys can go back and watch all those games. But yeah, this was a fun stroll back through history. Looking back as we're going on into our 6th season here. I mean, at the time, we were 3 seasons in. We already had 2 seasons under our belt, and we've done even more since then. So it just really goes to show kind of how far we've come. Like I said, I just wanted to get these out there for the world to see, and make sure that they're not lost to the sands of time. So that's gonna be GG's. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. A lot of these coaches are participating right now in season 6, so be on the lookout for them. I think the only ones that aren't participating right now is Raymon and Dabest. We got Arcaniner, Stefan, and Lazyboi that are all in there right now. So that's gonna be GG's. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.